Sup guys, I'm AUSSIE Metalhead. I'm doing 150 classic albums by the end of the year. I'm also doing a bunch of Patreon requests. And Dave's We're All Alone in This Together has been requested. I've done Psychodrama, but the first album I did was The Boy Who Played the Harp. And I thought The Boy Who Played the Harp was an amazing album. It was one of my favorite albums of 2025. And possibly the best rap album. I like second or third best rap album. I don't know. But it got like a high 9 for me. And then I listened to Psychodrama, which kind of just gave me interesting perspective on The Boy Who Played the Harp, because it sounded like a bare bones version of that. And I'm curious to see this record, because the first album and the third album, right, he's done 3, are basically very similar, but I just find one to be a better version of that. And I'm wondering if this middle album is another version of that, where it's like I will see how Psychodrama had some pitfalls into this, and then he comes out with the magnum opus of A Boy Who Played the Harp. I'm curious to see if it retreads the same sort of ground, or if A Boy Who Played the Harp was just harkening back to Psychodrama, and this was a detour that he took. It'll be interesting to figure out if this is like him just honing his craft over multiple like albums of like the same sort of topics. But I'm curious to delve into it, because I find him to be a pretty interesting storyteller. He reminds me of like a better J. Cole in that sort of way. Very like simple, effective storytelling of important issues. But yeah, let's jump into it.
I remember when I used to be innocent. Ain't shit changed, I'm a young black belligerent, child of an immigrant, lifestyle frivolous. Round here we keep bad company, couldn't people pay dividends? What's the point of being rich when your family ain't? It's like flying first class on a crashing plane. Dinners with the same niggas, just higher bills. And all the models Himalayan, they got higher hills. You know we're all alone in this together, right?
I like how punchy the
You know the seats in the Aston red leather light. I had dreams of doing architecture, or sitting through a Harvard lecture. How the fuck I end up being Harvey Specter? Young black art collector, I could take the pressure. Had scales, now suits that come made to measure. I drew the thin line between love and hate, double date. What you drinking? Let me cut the games. Backstabbing, man, I'd rather that you cut my face. If I ain't charming the women, it's all the fucking snakes. You idolize the girl, there's no way I wife it. She only fucks with rich niggas, that's the way I like it. I can't fabricate the truth, it's just the way I write it. You got points to your creative license. Arse raps, that's a criminal graduating in civil law. Nothing ain't civil but the civil war. Gripper 4, Gryffindor, it's a lad lying on your chest. I got 99 marks and wasn't trying on my test. I'm blessed. Why? Because the pastor is Gambaroni, the watch is a classic rollie, the pussy is sacred, it's holy like matrimony. I'm paying the alimony, the numb the acrimony, the flight is the Santorini, the car is a Lamborghini, the cheese, the cheddar,
That's
the
really
mozzarella,
nice.
the
I like how
fettuccine,
pretty, like the pretty strings and
Look at my ego in a day and a life, and see what happens when you got the fucking game and a vice. We're all alone.
I have conflicted thoughts on this, because this is, I think, better made than Psychodrama. Maybe even to a level of The Boy Who Played the Harp, but I have like content of like Thematic.
I got a message from a kid on Sunday morning, said he don't know what to do and that he's thinking of killing himself. Me and him got more in common than he thinks, but I tell him to see a shrink so I can go on and live with myself. I knew that my life was a film from when I had to share a bed with my mum and I was pissing myself. I just want my flowers while I'm here so I can put them at the front of the grave that I've been digging myself. I grew up in a 2-bed flat with 7 people living with me. You don't know what I did for myself. My mum's the one that gave me opportunities and put me in positions that I couldn't have pictured myself. We're from Nigeria, Benin City, Sin City. Don't know what it's like, take a trip for yourself. Poverty's killing us, the government's killing us. If they ain't killing us, then we're killing ourselves. I will die for the niggas I love. My life's full of plot holes and I'm filling them up. I told mommy I ain't nothing like my father. I'ma show her there's a different definition to love. I tell my fans we're all alone in this together. You can trust me, all the shit that you've been feeling, you're feeling with me. We all took the wrong turns in different streets. We all cried the same tears on different cheeks. I got a message from a kid on Monday morning, said he's grateful I responded and he's feeling at peace with himself. Me and him got more in common than he thinks, but I tell him it's nothing big, so I can go on and live with myself. I knew that God had cast me as the lead in something special when he messaged me and told me that I saved his life. In 23 years I've done so much wrong, but in that moment I just felt like I had made it right.
Hey Dave, it's Molly Cowan. We sent you a movie, an NDA to sign in an email and also by DocuSign for a movie called...
It's weird. This track is one of the prettier versions of the concepts of like that he's going over here. So I'm trying to like wonder how harsh I want to be with my words. Because I do think this sounds gorgeous. His rapping is really nice. Like everything on like a granular execution level, I think is really fucking nice. I think it's like genuinely a gorgeous song. But now that this is like the third album of his that I've listened to, right? I listened to Psychodrama and The Boy Who Played the Harp. And there's not much character growth. That's sort of the issue that I'm running into, right? Like, he has this formula, and it feels like the concept of conscious hip-hop or conscious storytelling feels antithetical to formulaic writing. So, when you have, like, conscious, you're like, here's an issue, here's what I'm going to do, here's, like, myself, especially if you do an introspective sort of stuff that he's doing, right? It feels a bit off to have this like formula of like, hey, here's some issues, I'm a bit of a sinner, and here's the way that I objectify women, I want love, I want to not be alone, I've gone through hardship of going through poverty and racism and stuff like that from South London, I think he's from, or I don't know the geography, so if I get that mixed up, I'm sorry. But with all of this, and that makes sense, but at some point the lampshading of your issues isn't enough. Like, I can wax lyrical about like the issues that I have with sometimes when it comes to ego, specifically when I'll bear my chest to show a vulnerability, not just like throwing stones for no reason. Like, for example, I have an issue throughout my entire life with people view me, this sounds so cringe, fuck, but people view me as smart, so they ask me for my opinion on a lot of things, and I get miffed because in my head I don't think I'm that special. So when someone asks me to do something, like ask me like something that I think they should already know, I can sometimes be a cunt. And that is like a consistent issue, and like it doesn't, maybe that doesn't sound like a big issue, but it is. It genuinely, like, if someone asks me like, hey, what should I do with this, I feel annoyed because it's like, you should know this. Like, I'm not like some fucking insane person that like knows more than the average person. Like, I probably know less than the average person. So it feels weird when like, it's different to advice, but it's like more so like when they're thinking through like ideas or something to do with like problem solving or like intelligence or something like that. Sometimes I can just be a bit cunty because, or no, I try not to express that cuntiness. I try and subdue it, but like I have that emotion. It's something I don't like about. And if I made art, that might be something I speak about quite often, right? But at some point, if you're trying to do this like introspection, and if you're trying to talk, he has like a decent, like pretty good understanding of all these sort of things. At what point do you just need to deal with them, right? Like you, I feel like maybe with The Boy Who Played the Harp could be like the turning page on him, of this saga, of like this trilogy of introspection, and maybe his next record won't touch on the same things of like, hey, I don't like the materialist nature, like I what's the point of flaunting your wealth if your family doesn't have it, but I'm going to Dubai, and and then like what he talks about on A Boy Who Played the Harp, like I'm going to Dubai as there's a genocide, all that sort of thing, what can I do to help, all that sort of stuff. All these are good questions, but it's like, so far, if I look at it at the grand scheme of things, you have 6 years of albums, and have you grown much? Like, I'm thinking, when I'm thinking of Fairchild, that's probably the biggest growth. It's like having like a very good understanding, empathetic perspective of like laying it down of what you should be, like what's wrong, and how, I know he's a part of the problem, but like he's doing it in a very like disadvantageous way. But like the way he's constructed these albums so far is, as I said, formulaic, and it feels antithetical to conscious writing. Despite the fact that I think this is very gorgeous. Also, if you haven't watched one of my videos before, I do ratings on first listens. These are my first listen ratings. So I listen to these albums multiple times over before I post them to my Discord, where you can chat to me about the ratings. So they're subject to change. And then also on my album of the year, I posted there. Before album of the year, I maybe listened, in this channel, I maybe listened to about 20 albums my entire life. That was about a bit ago, but now I've listened to about 1,200, so you can see all my ratings there. My average rating is a 6 out of 10. I solely think that's because I'm getting requested albums that are good. Like, this is still good. Yeah, my average rating is 6 out of 10, I think, because I'm requested that, because most of the albums I listen to now are from Patreon requests, because everyone has been so fucking lovely over there. It's crazy. And yeah, it's $5 a month for an album request, and I have about 150 people that request albums a month. So I listen to mostly that, and the reason I say all this is because I think 5 out of 10 is spiritually average. Like, if something's a 5.1, I genuinely think that's above average. It's just, I think I'm mostly listening to good shit now. So in saying all this, I think this is good, and it might even go up on re-listens. It's just, I wonder if I'm getting a bit of a fatigue from the topics that he's discussing, because he's tackling it in the same sort of way. It doesn't feel like he's reinventing the way he tackles these topics too much. If this is the assumptions that I'm having from just this one track, like Psychodrama and this seem pretty similar, and A Boy Who Played the Harp seems like a bit of a difference, a different way of tackling it, but not too different either. But I just feel like it just seems like he's getting better at making the same album, and this is the second installment of the same album. Verdansk. I wonder if this is Warzone related.
Just had to kick a chick out of the studio for the shit's nuts.
Verdansk was sick, by the way.
Kyle's words, the truth is mad.
Ah, that's weird. My name's Kyle.
It's nuts out here. Look, I see a thing that I touch, tell me about talking stage, gotta tell her don't force it. Beef man, pepper and salt it, me and RJ gotta pull up, no talking trap. You ain't got a rack to your name, my bro, Brick Lane, we don't know about Shoreditch. Rental, I never insured it, M25 got a whip that calmly. Man try beef my doggy, Warzone ting, how I come for a party. My little nigga can't lose that cash, I drop YGs, do it like Kalani. I don't rock Gucci or Armani, ST from ST, I can't squash that beef like fruit and barley. Still got a 1 black star like Kwame. Free car convoy in Sutton, my mum got matching whips with young'uns. Should've made Sinead hold on something, but it never would've worked, cause the girl too stubborn. Young G's talking my name on the ends, gotta tell him man please don't risk it. On the right day man I just frisk him, on the wrong day I'm getting man airlifted. I'm in Hollywood Hills with a white Rolls Royce and a 1 brown in from Compton. The Lambo parked just in front, man pull up to the bumper and do it like Conscience. She wanna go
again,
LV,
I love the
no
production.
problem. Went for the
And he's a
cheapest
really
bag,
good
that's
fucking
nonsense.
rapper.
I took 100 bags from Barclays Bank, no cap, you can go and ask Ellie. That one mine, bouncing Betty, the bag 4K like a HD telly. Best believe that I'm back like Nelly. Chest petite with a back like jelly. I'm seeing man sent indirects. If you want a war man, then you better be vocal. My right hand got a semi that's local, and this brown, and I can't post on socials. My girl gotta be far from social.
Okay.
I don't wanna see her at Carney. 488 in the party, LBC, how I nicked the Ferrari. Girl say we're the littiest batch in South London, and bro's a fact. Airport, we're going for bands. I hopped out the plane, I ain't going for Verdansk. What you know about telling the 1010 to keep her clothes on and moving good? I ain't on beating or misogyny, it's mahogany, I got bougie wood. Look, Airbnb with the guys, it's a white man's face that I used to book. Chill with a stupid looks, or it's gonna be a kettle that I used to cook. I see a thing that I touch, tell me about talking stage, gotta tell her don't force it. Beef,
Yeah,
man,
I don't like
pepper
this track.
and salt it, me and
Much.
RJ gotta pull up, no talking
It's interesting.
trap. You ain't got a rack to your name.
I could be rating
we
him
don't know about Shoreditch.
harshly
Rental, I never insured
compared to
it.
other artists,
M25 got a whip
but I'll
that
explain
calmly.
more why. I
Man
don't
try
like
beef
it.
my doggy, Warzone ting, how I come for a party. My little nigga can't lose that cash, I drop YGs, do it like Kalani. I don't rock Gucci or
I don't like the
Armani,
chorus
ST
much.
from ST, I can't squash that beef like fruit and barley. Still got a 1 black star like.
Wait, I'm wondering if this has a lot of streams. It does. I want. Is that? I don't know. That's interesting. But See, I'm going to make these comparisons, and I think I am actually rating him harshly. But I think you can tell how much respect I give Dave's ability and talent by who I'm comparing him to. Because the way that I go into a Dave album is the way I go into a Kendrick album. And Kendrick is, in my opinion, the greatest fucking rapper ever. Like, his storytelling is immaculate. It is just unbelievable the amount of layers that motherfucker has. And he's an incredibly good and gifted rapper. Dave, I go into the same way. Because he's a conscious hip-hop artist. And he's, in a similar way, here's a massive compliment. In a similar way, he bears his chest like Kendrick. When Kendrick whatever Kendrick does in his music, he could either be the best manipulator in the fucking world, and he's just like concocted this fucking scheme or whatever, but it feels like he's bearing his chest, and he's a conscious hip-hop artist that is actively trying to like talk about the world and the issues and himself and introspection, all that sort of shit, right? And one of the issues that I feel like Dave has that sort of capability. He has really good fucking rapping. I love his voice. He's really good rapper. Like, just a clean fucking... He's everything J. Cole fans say. He's just a really clean fucking good rapper. And he has amazing production. And he has really good... he has really solid, vulnerable introspection. And all of that together puts you on the same standards as some of the greats. And that's how I'm going to go into your records with. Because I feel like he has that potential. So when I look at a track like Verdansk, it's very different to me than a Kendrick track that is a pop track. Because this feels like it's pop track. It's like he's trying to make a song that doesn't have much depth to it. It's one of the issues that psychodrama sort of have. Is like you have this massive therapy sort of story, and then you have to like chuck in a few singles that touch on the same topics that you've already touched upon, but to less depth. And I don't find them to be like I personally like his conscious tracks more than his like single attempts that get a lot of streams like Verdansk. And going back to the Kendrick thing, the difference that Kendrick does is if you look at Humble, if you look at Swimming Pools, if you look at Money Trees, all these songs, you can listen to them as just a fucking stream track, fun little jam to listen to, or you can also listen to them in the grand scheme of the album as well. And Verdansk feels like it's scant. Like last track, I might have some issues with it, sure. With retreading similar waters that I've seen him do, but this track doesn't touch on anything, and I prefer the other tracks and what they sound like. So, I hope with all my comparisons that I'm making to like Kendrick and stuff like that, you can see that I actually don't hate Dave. I actually think he's really fucking good, and I think he has insane potential. I think he showed it quite fucking brilliantly on The Boy Who Played the Harp. And honestly, Psychodrama, if it was just edited a bit better as like a full album, I think it would be another like great album. This one I would give it a 4 because it's like he's shown he can do better, like a lot better than this track. I don't know. But I will admit, I think I might rate him harsher than I do other people. But that's because he has so much talent. And he's realized that talent. It's not like potential. It's like he's already shown that he can do it.
Jordan 4s or Jordan 1s, Rolexes got more than one. My AP costs 31 millimeters, 41. Stick, him up with a stick, need you the shorter one. You can't short me one, in a club with the shortest one. Lighty, the shortest one, on my mind, Georgia one. Crocodile bag, I bought her one. Vegan tinger, slaughter one. Freaks, I got more than one. Fuck, daddy and daughter one. Tory putting in labour, this that Jeremy Corbyn one. Awkward one, race me there. Wait,
like he has just good fucking bars. Like his lyricism
I need a ting,
is
30 plus, Blackberry and Walkman ones. Look, I left my phone and my babies. Silent mode, my guys on riding mode. Zombie survival mode. He's got a new vest, man, pop that showed no microphone. I'll ride for bro, he's next to I like typing O. The score 5-0, 6-1. For the kicks I love, 12.54 like 6-1. Babe, can't look in my mentions, that's area 51. I'm so close to my pension, my left wrist is 61. My left wrist retiring. My apprentice trying to give Alan sugar, there's no way I can Jordan 4s or Jordan 1s. Rolexes got more than one. My AP costs 31 millimeters, 41. Stick him up.
This reminds me of like UK hip hop, and obviously Oz hip hop have a lot of crossover. This reminds me of some like the Oz hip hop tracks that just fucking bang hard. So I don't mind this one, despite the fact that it has some of the issues I was talking about the last track.
Vegan thinger, slaughter one. Freaks, I got more than one.
But like this one kind of just hits.
Tory putting in labor, this that Jeremy Corbyn one.
Overrated one, most hated one. Slid round after his birthday, gave him a happy belated one. Burned that bridge, cremated one. Boo, boo, bailiff one. Got away with murder, this that Viola Davis one. They stop and stare, watch, rare, clear, stainless one. Debate this one, hating niggas gonna hate this one.
I haven't had much Stormzy.
I fly to the bar with the guys cause the weather's been shit. I can wear a different kettle every day of the month from a different. Rolly's got 21, I've been lit since 21. Girl, I need that gently one, that Savage and Fenty one. They've got the new Aston Martin plug, could you send me one? He said no need to be renting one. Big Flex is inventing one. Cool. My bros don't chat, we just wear all black on a blending one. Man, I'm talking war, don't know about war till you end.
Dude, I fucking love these beats and their flow. And how they hit the beats.
Hit could have penned him one. Cause you're pending one. She wanna go to the cinema, so we just walk downstairs. The mortgage cleared, we've overtaken all our peers. After all these years, disrespect is all I hear. I'm pep, I ball with flair. Off the set, they storm like peers. That's what I call morning tears. Then when I talk in there, but it's cool.
I got my things on more than good. Anytime that I walk my hood,
I fucking love the flow.
All I need now is Jordan Woods. Don't get caught for puss. Don't die for nyash.
I might even go up on my
We
listens
slide
like
and
this.
crash. 16 don't write and clash. 16 don't battle rap. She got the whap and a whap. What are you thinking? Man's on simping. I buy her a car like a pair of Jordan 4s or Jordan 1s. Rolexes got more than one. My AP costs 31 millimeters, 41. Stick him up with a stick. Each of the shorter one. You can't short me one. In a club with the shortest one. Lighty, the shortest one. On my mind, Georgia one. Crocodile bag, I bought her one. Vegan thinger, slaughter one. Freaks, I got more than one. Fuck, daddy and daughter one. Tory putting in labor, this that Jeremy Corbyn one.
I like it a lot. Yeah. I'm trying to reconcile like this one has like a bit more depth than Verdansk with like what they're talking about. But because it still has that traditional like hit structure where like you have like the choruses coming in, all that sort of stuff. And it's not trying like the chorus isn't trying to build off of verses much or anything like that. It's just a normal song, right? I'm trying to think why this one hits more than the last one, despite the fact that it just has a bit more depth to it and like what they were talking about. I think it could just be the fact that it reminds me of some of the hard-hitting like Oz hip hop shit. I don't know. I'll have to come back to this one. I think I want to re-listen. Like, this is why I do re-listens, because on the first listen, I might have some inconsistency of how like I judge certain tracks. Or most of the time I figure out like there is a reason why I'm feeling the way that I do and the thoughts that I have on this. I just need to like sit with myself a bit more. But this one very much in a similar vein as Verdansk, but it kind of just works for me. I love their flows. They're just fucking good rappers. Just straight up good rappers. Yeah. I'm wondering where this album goes. Because out the back, he had like the first normal track, which is his normal storytelling stuff. And then he had two back-to-back singer, like normal tracks. 7 minutes. Ooh. Oh, this is a nice fucking... Ooh. Huh. I need to listen to more like soul and fucking jazz and...
Have you been tried in that fire? I heard bullets sing higher than Mariah and Choir. Spent a lot of time trapping, now I'm trying to retire. But this shit runs in my blood and I'm the guy they require. Yeah, these guns don't bring nothing but prison and death. Still, all my niggas just admire the fire. Bro, squeeze any miss, but we admire and try. Finesse you can never lie to a liar.
This
Fred got the fire.
Sample
for days.
production.
I gotta write them in my notes, they'll be igniting a page. Grinding in cold nights, putting light to the flame. Now there's no flame that can melt the ice in my chain. Yeah, I really put the ice and rice for the cane. Me and Santan, you won't see nothing like this again. That's my young boys again, on the glide with the flame. I just really hope your block came with fire escapes.
Before my entrance, I took the fire exit, tried and tested, about 20 times arrested, 2 times guilty, no comment, I guess they guessed it. Couple times better, no forensics. This a DZ pendant, I don't need a necklace. We stay protected and connected, it's the energies I'm blessed with. And now they watching like Netflix. Had me doing next shit, trying to get rich, but what's rich? Took more losses than Boris, I sold more boxes than the post office. 21 in jail, it took me so solid. Why you think my vision's sick? I changed the game with my brain and some robotics. If you fell in my fire, you probably roast on it. Heat up the stove and put a hope on it. Cause they don't care about our lives, I put my soul on it. I'm done trying to be somebody to some nobodies. I'm being so honest, and they don't know porridge.
Fire burning while I'm watching higher learning. Guns busting, tigers turning, that's a Russian and a German. That's your phone ringing, you can hear the beat. You won't be saved by the bell when you hear the screech. And it's so deep, open, ocean. There's man escaping some shells they can barely see. Me and bro raising hell, we gon' share the heat. Then put us in the same cell, we gon' share the sleep. I'm my brother's keeper, it's deeper. I'm my brother's leader, speaker. I'm the eldest, the one who had to make a name so the bells ring. So nobody would trouble my siblings in this whirlwind. My older cousin wasn't known for nothing. Never had no one I could call, but I was old and something. I'm digging deep with this tool like I'm known for plumbing. Something in your chest like it's Robitussin. Word to arseness, I burnt artists. I stood in front of all 3 dragons and heard Jakaris. And now we're jumping out G-Wagons and murking parties. Man are coming out with these bangers and dirty dancing. Nobody puts baby in the corner. I uplift my girl like I'm Swayze in the water. And if it's already written, maybe I'm the author. So accustomed to the fire, I get shivers when I'm naked in the sauna. How?
This is the
Many
shit.
times have they mistaken me for scorcher. I'm looking in the mirror saying, Justin, just call us and get all downstairs and tell them just bring me water. Until it gets, I put something in the formula. I'm focused, I don't need to burn the kush. This is Moses speaking to the burning bush. I stood in front of the fire and learned to cook. Finished my verse and never heard a hook.
Riskiest numbers. This jungle stick for your youngest. He's hungry, picked off the fungus. Kept humble.
This is why I have that expectation.
Yeah, lived in a dungeon. Those Air Max, which nigga stung them? Can't walk in my shoes. You could be risking a bunion. The government's twisted. I cover this shift to cover this Christmas. Forget them old friends, I'm done with those pictures. They color coded, my brothers and sisters. Running with him, you're a brother but you running with him. Try accusing me of colorism. Blinded cause he look at me with tunnel vision. I was falling, but I've gone and risen. Is this nigga trusty or sideshow Bob when he's creeping on crusty? Streets keep me tussling, people disgust me. Racist disease, that shit that disgusts me. Don't touch me on the streets with a sweeper, cause the streets pretty dusty. And I've always got love for genuine people that bust me. Santan and the gang advisor, I'ma check him out, I'm an analyzer. She was calling me an antagonizer. Let me sanitize, where's the sanitizer? Just flutter by, he said gigs.
I have so many fucking thoughts on this track,
like a
but I don't want to stop it.
I bring truth, but they
I might chat for like 10 minutes afterwards.
I'm the man you should run and buy.
In the fire, been tried. Affected the way I've been wired inside. You can hide or glide. I could have been deported. That's the definition of a fight or flight. You can type who you like. I know about homeless, immigration. They took me from my mum's arms. Fuck a gun charge, 2 swords. I'm a Ronin. Blashkovsky, I'm trying to score with the Polish. Pain in my eyes. Plans of me staying in a guide with a vision of this change in my life. Crimes on the rise, hates on the rise. Feel like everything but my mum's pays on the rise. Did you come through? That's the question. Affording a burner was never man's problem. Adoption, we couldn't find homes for the weapons. By the station, we got posed. No election in the fire, been tested. Before I had money, it was time I invested. Nothing changed, still time I invested. Watch game delicate, Tutankhamun, there's money in skeletons. All I gotta do is point, they're gonna sever his head and tell that we're better as friends. Nights that I can't remember with some people I could never forget. Casa Cruz, it could better than a shred. Don't make me call a young gunner on the back of a ped, slapping a lead. Civilians grabbing your friends, there's chaos on the main road. They call choppers and tents, all because of some shit that you said. Killers would, and they love me. They make a man's heart stop. This shit you find horrifying gets laughed off. I'm like Meeks, bro. Won't stop, can't stop. Yeah, it's kinda different when the fire's what you start from.
What the fuck is this sample? I think I need to listen to that album. Jesus Christ. Who fucking produced this? Oh my god, it sounds stunning, dude. James Blake and Santan. Alright, that makes sense. I've heard both of their names before.
Do your research. Travel. Go really see the corners of the world that are alien to you and really do interest you. And you know, because in due process, then you'll meet new people, and then those people will tell you new stories. Then you become a voice for the voiceless. I mean, you should ask Daniel really and truly where he goes to find himself, because I don't know anything. I'm just speculating. More importantly, for you and your family, you then get to ask the questions and answer the questions about where you were made, like where you come from, where you're going. London, Lagos, LA.
I fucking love this.
And he is the film.
I fucking love this track, dude. Shit, like, I didn't expect I would have to say this, because, holy fuck, the amount of reactions I do now where I just don't have to deal with this rating. Sometimes I give 11 out of 10s. 11 out of 10, I've listened to maybe 20,000 songs in the last year. About 200 of them have 11 out of 10s. Those are tracks that I genuinely think are, like, the exemplary. Like, they're not just perfect. Like, there's something magical to them. And I think this track's in there. I think, funnily enough, Dave has one of them too. It's Fairchild. I think this is just straight up in a fucking, like, not just a perfect track, like, an ungodly, amazing fucking song. Holy shit, I have so many thoughts related to this. I'm sorry that I didn't chat between the tracks, because I don't know, I just want to feel this. Fuck. I think more broadly, I want to ask a question, because I'm just not knowledgeable. Because it relates to how I view American hip hop. Because there is something, like, doesn't need me to say it, being a white guy and everything, but like when I started listening to rap and hip hop and like the classic hip hop albums, the things that drew me to it was like the authenticity of like an experience that is unknown to me, which I know is a bit like white touristy, but bear with me. I guess to say a bit, I'm a uni student that's currently I'm about to finish my bachelor. I have one more semester. I'm about to finish my bachelor in journalism, communications and media studies as my two majors, and my minors are social studies and political science. So I just have and I've done some philosophy courses as well to fill in the gaps. So that's where I feel like hopefully that paints why I am the way I am, or like you can see where I'm coming from. But like the thing that really connected me to listening to like hip hop and stuff like that, was like the sort of like the black experience, the authenticity of it, how rap is used as a vector for voiceless, in the same way that like Dave was talking about it on the tracks. He kind of embodies like a lot of that sort of like hip hop's a radical art form. It's been a predominantly black. It was created by black people. It was then. I view it through an American lens, which is why I'm going to ask some questions about UK stuff, because I'm just not knowledgeable on it. I'm also need to ask questions about Oz hip hop. I don't know where the fuck we came from. Like in my head, we spawned Hilltop Hoods, and then that's it. And then Oz hip hop started after that with Cursor and shit. But I don't even know anything about that. I want to learn more about that. But yeah, with the American hip hop, it spawns as like basically like rap is the most radical art form that you can make, because it has the most lyricism within it, right? You can say the most stuff about it, and like says the most, because it's basically just poetry, right? On top of beats. And because of that, being born out of the black community, that sort of thing, I really liked how it was radical, because I grew up rap. I love punk music. I love hardcore music. I love metal. I love these very angsty like emotions of being able to express your hardships through the music, that sort of thing. Because I grew up, to give some backstory if you haven't watched any of my videos, I grew up in a disabled single mother household, which my mum is fucking incredible. The idea I can go to university when my mum, and I don't say this with any duration, is I think a year 10 dropout who with teenage pregnancy. That's just unbelievable that she like. I love her dearly. Like, it is so fucked that I'm somehow in this position. I don't deserve it. Like, with the start that I was given, in the sense of like context of her life. She busted her fucking ass to get me to the place where I am today, where I went to a private school for the last 3 years of my fucking shit, and yeah, like, unbelievable. But like, so with that context of like that growing up, I don't know, I had some emotional shit, some mental health stuff that I wanted to, music was a great vector of expressing that through. So I have that sort of perspective of like hardcore angsty sort of music to like say truth to power, that sort of shit, mixed with now listening to hip hop stuff for the first time. That was the thing that I connected with, was like, oh, there's something gorgeous about hip hop, with it being the more radical art form, with how it's able to manifest itself, and the black experience and everything like that. It's a very massively authentic. I love it, and I promise I'll tie it back to this. But with that, I don't, when it, conscious hip hop in particular, obviously delves into that, and there is a lot of artists that aren't able to tap into the same authenticity that I think someone like Dave does. It's the reason why I put him in the same concept, in the same realm as like a Kendrick, or and this is pushing it, but like Nas's and stuff like that. Like they're Biggie's like Ready to Die, Tupac stuff. Like there's a lot of very authentic, introspective, gritty and grounded storytelling that is able to be done. And I think he does it immaculately, and I think this is one of the examples of why I put him in that sort of position. And it's the reason I was talking about that, the way he talks about racism and stuff like that on this project, on this track, is the reason why I can't get into J. Cole's music too much. For the record, I've only listened to 2014, For Your Eyes Only, KOD, and The Fall Off. So maybe there's other ones, but there is a passion in this. There's a passion in this track, and the way he talks about, the way he's talking from his experience in this track feels so authentic and real. Like when I listen to a J. Cole, he doesn't sound impassioned to me ever. Where Dave here, when he's talking about like the plights that his and the other guest verses and all that, the racism that comes in from the community, like policing and prison and all this sort of shit, there is like a passion there that is fucking palpable. And then also the way that it's characterized with fucking black music, like the soul, I think it's soul in the background, like soul gospel. It's part of the reason I've spoken about it a lot, but I was an annoying fucking atheist, but I've gotten more warm to Christianity stuff due to listening to black gospel, because and then learning more about the black church and how that was a safe haven for African Americans during slavery and all of that sort of shit. So I've gotten a more appreciation of that. So like the fact that this track, it feels like it's infused with black history, which makes me the question I was meant to pose at the start. I don't know how black people came to UK. I know how they came to America, right? Chattel slavery. I don't know how hip hop started in UK, and I don't because it's a black art form, I assumed it came from Africans that came over. When did there's a lot of black people in London and stuff like that, right? Where did they come from? Like what was like the social situations that led to that immigration? Because I'm thinking of Britain as like the most like colonial shit on the planet, right? Like going to Kenya. Is it because they fucking stole Kenyan people? Like I don't know anything about it, but there's a strong UK hip hop and black culture in the UK, but I have no idea of the origins of it. And I'm curious about like the art aspect of it, like the music history. Like where's the first Dave? Where's the first like black conscious hip hop artist in the UK? When did he start and all that sort of shit? Or is it mostly like American cultural import to like the UK? Like did they mostly get their influence from like Nas or something like that? Or is there like these key rap figures in the UK that just like no one knows about outside of it? And then also just give me a history lesson on how black people came to the UK, because they're fucking Britain, bro. Like they're racist as shit, like throughout history, and like conquered nations and stuff. Like I understand more about Indian and culture mixing with UK because spice trade, stuff they do with the Indian stuff. Or I understand that more so, but I don't know where Africans, and it's weird. I always say African Americans, but that doesn't necessarily make sense. Like African English. Do you still say African Americans if it's African? But I've never heard the term African English. See, I'm not well versed on a lot of the stuff, but I want to learn. I want. Yeah, tell me about it, because the reason I'm bringing this up is this feels very in line, very grounded, very authentic compared in the same way that like the 90s conscious hip hop from fucking Yasin Bey and Nas and fucking Biggie sound. Like it has the same sort of vigor to me. I've been yapping for too long, and I'm sorry about that, but and I'm sorry for not being as concise as I should have been. I just came off like an 11-day sickness, and it's my first day not being sick, so I'm getting in the swing of things again. But I'm curious about all of those things, and I'm sorry for yapping so long, but I'll finish now. Perfect track. What can I say?
Look, imagine an island where the party never ends, where it's less about money and it's more about friends, where the vibes can't done. It's less about funding and more about fun. Tropical sun, that's life in the 60s coming from the Caribbean. You know Ian,
Caribbean.
Delroy, Vivian, Winston. You got drafted to England, Windrush babies from
Thank you.
Kingston to Brixton. To say that the life of the party are wrong, my Jamaicans, the entire party. I
Makes
can't
sense, it's
see
more Caribbean.
Big Notting Hill Carney, I can't see.
That makes more
And the
sense.
ride's fiberglass, G, I want see. Imagine a place where you raise your kids, the only place you live says you ain't a Brit. They're deporting our people and it makes me sick, cause they were broken by the country that they came to fix. It's like
They came at the invitation of the British government. The passports were stamped indefinite leave to remain. But for some who were children then, that was
Wait, really? That's fucked.
37 years of paying taxes, and I got a letter saying that I was a legal immigrant. I
That's
came to
fucked.
England at the age of 10, and I've lived here all my life.
Look, imagine a world that's flawed and full of evil, where dictators and leaders are persecuting your people. The bodies of the innocents are piling to the steeples. The ironic part is, they're preying on the feeble. That's life in the 90s, you're Eastern European, and you're seeing people dying because they're fighting for their freedom. They show you violence for having a voice. You move out with your kids and hope of having a choice. Life throws you a spanner, you can't handle the pain. So you gamble and you drink and then you gamble again. You argue with your wife and then you sleep on the couch. You hit your children and start freezing them out. You try and work things out, but it's never the same. All the women in your household are living afraid. When you look into the mirror, you're reminded again that you become the dictator you were fighting against. It's like
We are fighting for our rights, for our motherland, and that we
Shit.
are fighting
Fuck, this might end up being one of my favorites.
fighting for
I know I had issues on the first 2 tracks, but like, these like dense tracks, some of my favorite. I love it.
Look, imagine a world that's fucked and untrue, where the many pay a price for the few, and every day the sun rises a little later. That's how it is when your oppressor is your liberator. That's right now living in the Middle East. Praise Allah for the peace. Death from a sky little with stars. You run away with your kids so you can give them a chance, but your asylum, it's got you in a different war, because the British want to know what you're living here for. We rely on migration more than ever before. They're key workers, but they couldn't even get in the door. When you're at heaven's gates, what you telling the Lord? You wouldn't even let a kid into some steadier shores. That's a life they may never afford. Surely you would want to give your people chances that were better than yours, no?
In 10 years of conflict, nearly 12,000 children have been killed or injured.
The children here are just a tiny fraction of the estimated 6 million in need of emergency humanitarian assistance. Thought perhaps as many as 3 million no longer live in their own homes.
This is like,
Up to 2 million children
he has the ability to make the last track and this track, which is why I judged him harshly on the first 3.
changed forever by this
Like, he can be a generationally good rapper when it comes to talking about these sort of topics, and the way that he does is like in like, it's very straightforward manner, but it doesn't come across as lacking depth or anything like that to me, which is a very fine balance to make. And it comes from like, yeah, it just feels like it comes from a genuine place. Also, I'm thankful that I wish I didn't ramble about all the questions I was asking. If it was going to be answered in the next track, I'm sorry that's a bit annoying, but
I went to silence when I need to know who the fuck I was, bro. Like, I want to hear anyone else shut everyone else out, so I could just hear myself, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because we live in this world, yeah. You stand still, the way the tide's set up, it will take you away from yourself. You feel me? So then I was like, all right, cool. But I had to get silent, but it's not like man was going against the tide, because going against the tide still makes it about them. Still makes it about the poison that you've internalized that's in your mind. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's like, bro, like, why am I in this water? Man, this isn't even water. It doesn't even like me. It's not even for me. It's not taking me where I want to go. It's not taking me where I want to go. It's who the fuck I am, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like the tide will tell me that being black is an obstacle. You know what I'm saying? I had to switch rivers, bro. And say being black is an asset. I am who I am because I'm black. And I love everything about that. You feel me? And that's who the fuck I am.
Yeah, fucking perfect. Part of the reason why I was talking about like the start of this, granted, I don't necessarily this sounds like maybe I'm doing a bit of overthinking, but as I don't want any of like the stuff I'm saying about like the start being like it's not living up to his potential of his storytelling to mean that he should only talk about black issues because that's the one that is like the most grounded in, right? Or whatever, like the most lived experience in. Because that's pigeonholing, like you should be able to do whatever the fuck you want sort of shit. And I think like he's really fucking good at it. And on top of that, I think a counterpoint to that potential issue with my overthinking here, but is Fairchild, like the way he talks about the abuse of women and shit like that, and how he plays into that system, and all that, and like societal issues regarding that. I think his gift is in talking about these issues because he has a bit of depth to it, like the way, like I don't know, maybe I'm just actually out of my depth and it's like a Dunning-Kruger thing, but like the way he talks about the framing of it, right, as like, oh, it's something done to me, that's what it still frames them as the center, like having this like this deeper understanding of the issues of framing the meta narratives, the systems in general, that sort of thing. It's one of the reasons why I love Kendrick. It's like how he like peels back all the layers of that sort of stuff, and shows how deep it is. Dave is able to showcase that depth where like a lot of people, where again I go back to J. Cole, where it's like I listen to J. Cole and it's like your messages are good for the most part, but I feel like you lack the passion and the depth when I'm listening to it. But I could just be, I don't know, it's just, yeah. But like Dave doesn't have that issue for me, and I think this he makes these songs are fucking perfect. Like yeah, I love it. Shit. Sorry for yapping for so much.
Wine, baby, show me that you're wine and well. Yeah, show me that you're wine and well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I never knew about you so well. But money make I kiss and tell. Yeah. Only pray for love. God and peace and love. My enemies only pray for war.
If you wanna get rich, there's a million ways. Sweet chick, familiar face. Wine, I got a brilliant taste. Wine, she got brilliant waist. Money and fame, my people no struggle and pain. My people no go suffer in vain. Don't call me by my government name. My girl she badder than Rambo, a rider. Wan-Bissaka the Lambo, a spider. Michael Phelps the AP, a diver. Martial my right hand, a striker. Tried to call, she blocked me. I Skype her, damn it I think she got me. I like her, yardie lover, yard pussy me I die for. Rack City man I'm coming like.
Wine, baby, show me that you're wine and well. Yeah, show me that you're wine and well.
Another one that's like more poppy, right? Like,
See,
that's the problem I have, right? Like, I've spoken about the Actually, I haven't released this, but like when I was listening to Ice Cube Death Certificate, that was one of the issues I had. And it's also The Chronic, when I was listening to Dr. Dre's The Chronic. All those are on my Patreon that you can listen to it. Early access is like a year on some of these reactions. I fucking hate this. It's just something that will always be the case, is when it comes over to like important black art and shit like that, it will always get less streams. It just will. Like, I feel like when you see it, you can't unsee it. If we go to The Chronic, you have any of like the normal bangers, right? But like the best song and like the deep song is like The Day the Fellas Took Over. That is a fucking incredible song, and it has weight to it, but it just doesn't get streamed. The same way with Three Rivers. Look at that. The streams, it's like the least streamed on the entire album, and it's like one of the best songs on the album. But it has to just be do with the subject matter. If we go to Kendrick's entire fucking career, right? What album did he get the Pulitzer for? Not T-Pab. He got it for Damn, which Damn is a fucking amazing album, but Damn was literally like, he didn't get it for Good Kid, Mad City, he didn't get it for T-Pab, he got it for Damn, and Damn is literally him basically shedding his want to fucking fix everything, and he's basically out for himself now, sort of shit. Like, when he had black community as his focus to try and uplift them with Good Kid, Mad City and T-Pab, doesn't get the same plaudits. When he does Damn, he gets it. If we look at most recently, did he get all the applause for Mr. Morale? No, it's GNX, where he gets like the 30 fucking Grammys for. If we go to, as I said, streaming with like Ice Cube or Dr. Dre or Dave here, the tracks that have more weight, that are actual better songs, don't get the streams. And it doesn't get the plaudits. It's so cringe. It's just so cringe. In saying that, this is a nice track, but it's just like, how is this the least streamed?
Only pray for love, God and peace and love. My enemies only pray for war.
This is fucked.
So I they give them, yeah. So I they give them. One more time when she feeling it, yeah. One more time when she giving it. One more time when she living it, Any of our system.
I think I like Clash more than this.
One more time when she feeling it. One more time when she giving it. One more time and we're living it.
I just caught one wine, I'm feeling like an MVP. I know that they're talking my name, but the man are old news like NBC. Tell a DJ Dash where it's MP3. Who's that girl with a leng DP? Wait, what am I saved under? When I change number, I don't send BCs. Listen, it's a big flex if you're talking to me. ST, God bless my haters. She wanna do SMS, not save my soul, that's spend my savings. Waiter, can you bring more champagne in? For the times I was living in stress, I wanna own all my but the system's built so we're living in debt. Man, for rise up, cause we're living in debt.
Wine, baby, show me that you're wine and well. Yeah, show me that you're wine and well. Yeah. I never knew about
I touched on it prior.
But money make I kiss and tell.
I'll quickly make the point at the end of this track.
Only pray for love, God and peace and love. My enemies only pray for war. So I they give them, yeah. So I they give them. One more time when she feeling it, yeah. One more time when she giving it. One more time when she living it, Any of our system, yeah. One more time when she feeling it. One more time when she giving it. One more time when we're living it,
Yeah, I think the one thing that's holding Dave back from being like a Kendrick's tier artist for me, he has the skills and he has the harder part. He's got the harder part down loud, like the introspective, like the really good fucking grounded rapping conscious hip hop. Like he has that in spades. The issue is, I guess, like the system. Kendrick can get around that. The best rappers are able to get around that sort of issue that I showcased with Three Rivers. That is the least streamed song, but it's probably like the best one on the album, apart from In the Fire, maybe. And the way that like Kendrick or Biggie gets around that is the meta narratives of their stories. For example, if you go to Ready to Die, the biggest tracks are, is it Big Poppa and Juicy? Those are the ones on Ready to Die, right? Yeah, Hypnotized on 2017 one. And a 1997 one. Those as standalone tracks, they kind of just sound like bops. They sound like these singles. They sound like the normal song structure. But if you listen to it in the context of that narrative album, they hold very important messages with the story that they're showcasing. A good example is Kendrick Lamar's Good Kid, Mad City. Like, if we go to swimming pools, right, for example, like that sounds like it's just a drinking anthem, but if in the case of Good Kid, Mad City, it's basically about alcoholism, right? The way to, I think, maybe get around it is the one flaw that Dave has is when I listen to psychodrama, those singles they don't help the narrative. It actually stops it in its tracks. On this one, there hasn't been much of a narrative yet. Like we have We're All Alone, and then you have these two tracks. It's like we've gotten maybe too many single tracks. That might be an issue I have with this album, but you're getting a lot of that. And I would just, the criticism to make it like you're genuinely generationally talented, in every regard, like so perfect. Also, obviously, take anything I say with a grain of salt. It's just one guy's opinion. But if he was able to make a larger narrative, like for example, the psychodrama, the therapy session, if he was able to tie the singles into the therapy session story and not just have them be random like playlist tracks. Now, what he does is like it's close. I can understand that system. He's talking about the systems, and he was just talking about the systems prior on the two tracks, but it's not adding anything. It's just rehashing it and being like, oh, here's like a pop song version of it, right? It's not adding to the story. It's not progressing the story. It's just kind of doing a capstone to what you just said prior. And if he's able to make these tracks forwards the momentum of the narratives a bit more, I think, and that would be able to get around like the fucking stream issues between his best tracks and these songs being different streams. That's how he would end up being into like the pantheon of like the greatest album artist of all time, in my opinion. But for me, I don't know, like it's like it does sound like it would be on FIFA, so that gives it some points. It gives it some Britbonger points as well. I don't know. It's like, I'll give it a 6. It's decent for now. It's a 6. Like, I would say it's decent for now. Oh, shit. What the fuck? I'm sorry I didn't make my bed.
Look, any weapon formed against me can't prosper. Imposter, I'ma fill him with lead. My best friend like Tommy Lee Sparta, I'm in the Gaza, just trying to get bread. The Chinese wanna tech way Niger, most of my people, they struggle and stress. Political corruption, I rise up until the reign of government left. Cost to be the boss, even on finance, the man couldn't afford it. 15, mommy found my shank and I nearly got shipped, I was gonna do boarding. I had a one light E from Pex and a 1010 Europe, a babe from Shoreditch. If you got a body like Uche, text me and I'ma pay your father's mortgage. Listen, I'ma pay your uncle's rent. And if rap don't pay, then we would've been getting it off of crack cocaine. I don't know how man could chat so brave. Little nigga, you ain't bad, no way. I think me, women and Italian shoes work well together like Maggie and Cube. Pretty in pink, but she better in blue. If you and me would be arrogant too.
Ooh, what is this? I'll look up the lyrics. Also, what language is it? Nigerian.
No enemy can curse me, bad energy I give back to the sender. My life, blessings must enter Lagos, I gotta go back in December. Club full of girls, I'm tipsy, a browning, wanna wine on me and kiss me. How she make it clap is a mystery. I see a pastor say, Jesu Christi. I see a man say, Christ of Nazareth. Ayo, pum pum, so fabulous. First round, I thought I was dead, but it brought man back to life like Lazarus. The way she back up the Sutton and just park it. You don't need mirrors and cameras. I've been getting money in from long time. The first rack that he made was laminate.
I need my music right now. Come on, man.
Like, why can't he make a track like this? Track isn't as depth filled as like Three Rivers or In the Fire, but the way he's playing with these concepts feels a lot more tangible than what he's doing with like System or Verdansk or whatever, right? This is really cool. I fucking love it. Yoruba. Southwest Nigeria. That's so cool. I like it. I like that a lot. I'd say it's like a 7.5 for now. I'll say it's good to great. Maybe on a re-listen it'll be great. Because I do think I would appreciate it more than Clash, maybe. I feel like concept-wise I appreciate it a lot more. The production is sick. Who's doing the production? Is it James Blake throughout? Nah. But just the drums hit, bro.
You keep talking, I've been silent. Now what's the point of words when you can't read between the lines you cross? I'm sick of fighting. Yeah. You keep trying, that don't mean nothing. And now I don't mind saying how I feel. I think about you. And I don't mind saying how I feel. I'm good without you. But you could have been all that I want, that I need. Could have been all that I want, that I need. Could have been. We could have been. We could have been.
That's good on that one.
I don't want no distractions. I'ma speak with my actions. Check this. I put your name on a necklace. That's a chain reaction. Don't judge me for adapting. She's studying law of attraction, doing her own taxes. Too complex for a caption. It's better I hurt you than somebody else. Fuck with me, I put you in the truck with me. You're stuck with me, can't take back all the shit that you done with me. You're gonna break a bone, you fall out of love with me. I need a bulletproof vest for all of the shots that you're drinking for me. Answer the phone, make it simple for me, girl. I know that you're thinking of me. Deep.
Now I don't mind saying how I feel. I think about you. And I don't mind saying how I feel. I'm good without you. But you could have been all that I want.
I like her. I'd say it's pretty great. I think one of the... I'm sorry to make it always the Kendrick comparison, but I think one of the things that is interesting about Dave is he, due to the fact of how open he is, with like his flaws, and he's like, he lampshades it a bit, like with like his issue, like the way he views women and stuff like that, and the way he uses views materialism and all that sort of stuff, and how he objectifies women and stuff like that in his songs, like how he talks about it. It reminds me of Kendrick's stuff where it can make me a bit uncomfortable, but it's like, it's also the fact that you can even make me a tiny bit uncomfortable because you are being this vulnerable is like a skill in itself. Like How Much a Dollar Costs by Kendrick Lamar. I remember watching that and feeling, oh, that's a bit rough. Or Biggie's skits where he's just such a pervert. That adds to the story. I guess Dave doesn't have as strong as a macro story for some of this stuff to not bother me, but like the way he views women and stuff like that, he does talk about on The Boy Who Played the Harp, and I think he does a good way of like reconciling that. But it is something that, like, as you could probably tell with like We All Alone, I think I started talking about it, was like, you're rehashing the same stuff. Are you gonna get better? I think I have to grapple with that a bit, I guess, because like he is it also, I hold him to a different standard because he has clearly shown that he has like a very good ability to view his actions, introspection, that sort of thing. So like if I listen to a fucking 21 Savage song, I'm not going to have the same level of criticism with how like the depiction of women and stuff like that on his tracks than if I listen to Dave, because it's like Dave's fucking good. Like he understands shit. So, and he offers up his faults often. Like he is aware of these sort of things. Like the way he was like the touch them ting sort of thing. It's just like, I don't know, like you already know that's not the best. I don't know. But I like it though.
Yeah. When I met you, I found affinity. So I won't stop till you found stability.
It's like a troubled romantic in a way.
Banking's our ability, but I'm still learning accountability. I'd rather lie with you than lie to you. X5 got a sex drive, I drive to you. Wanna go central? Cool. Don't know what to pick, I decide for you and put a Louis bag on the side for you. Rich love, she a wicked woman, I need witch love. Dress up, go out, take pics love. Don't wanna talk over a text, I can see how you're over your ex. Could that be me? Pray I never find out. Sorry, don't slap the same second time round. I ain't perfect, but I'll say that I'm real. If it's real, say how you feel.
I do like Dave a lot. I'm sorry, like, I've been quite critical. I like his shit a lot. That was a great try.
Then, the finer details. Who's your Juliet? What's the dynamic in the situation between the two leads?
Ooh.
You know, I guess we're all just...
His accent just reminds me heavily of
a happy ending somewhere.
The football player from Heartbreaker. No, from Sex Education. That dates me at the start. Just reminded me.
It's okay, I don't care if no one knows my name. Pain is all the same, even if you think it's all.
Oh, the fucking beat hits, dude.
I'm turning her into rose, into rose, into rose.
Keep the bread all to yourself and you get mold from it. You give a good girl a rose and you get gold from it. Have a child with a rat and you'll get a mouse from it. You give a woman a brick and you get a house from it. The first time splitting up always the hardest thing. Love's a film and I'm just flicking through the parts I'm in. I told her I don't want to argue in this car I'm in. And that's when she hit me with a, well, I don't get why you would tell me you want me to be your wifey. When you want to be Romeo, have me here for the rodeo. I don't believe you when you gas me up and hide me, cause you're lost in these women, you fucking look nothing like me, David. You find asylum in the countries that you fly me and carry all of your guilt and designer bags that you buy me, David. I ain't asking you to be someone you wasn't. I just wanna fuck with the person I fell in love with. Got a petite waist, sweet face, I'll find another man.
You must have forgotten who the fuck I am.
There's plenty niggas waiting for chances. Ask me if I'm taken, I said taken for granted. But you know this already, cause we spoken already. Want me to wait, cause you ain't ready. Now we're both in our 20s. I date a man before I wait for a man. This ends here, cause I'll be damned if I give a fucking loser my best years. Got my own car, own money, and my own body. If I show body, this for me, this ain't for nobody. I'ma change the lock on the door. Think I'm a homebody? You won't have a house to fucking live in, cause you taught me you don't listen. There's a difference in mistakes and a decision, David. The first time was the worst time. It hurt, I was definitely hurt. She put her life on me. Cause I'm turning her into rose, into rose, into rose. Oh, into rose, into rose, into rose. How could we let it slide? Looking back at our lives, the future's just a lie. We'll be there, you and
That they're taking your best year. I'm sorry, I'll let this finish. The taking the best years of your lives. That's something that actually like pops into my head quite a bit because I'm in a relationship for about 3 years now, and we started dating. We found each other on Bumble. They were 18, I was 21, and one of the main things I had in my mind at that point was like, I don't want to waste their years, because like, despite the fact that I think the age gap is fine, it's 3 years, there is a bit of a difference between 18 and 21, and it's like, if I'm going to have a long-term relationship with someone, and I got to live 18 to 21 of just being a fuckhead, I got to do that. If I am taking that time up with my partner, I better make sure I don't fucking waste those years with them. It's one of the things where like, I see a future. I want to spend my life with them. I love them so fucking dearly. And one of the like strivers for me to get my shit together, which holy fuck, I got my shit together a decent amount. Nearly finishing the degree, all that sort of shit, which I was just fucking about with for a bit. But doing that and just trying to get my life in order and that sort of thing. One of the bigger pushes was like, I don't want that. I would feel so fucking guilty if I had some issues with myself, or I didn't try my hardest to be the best I can, and it ended up with us being broken up after like 5 years, and I've just fucking wasted that 18 to 22, like 23. That it's gross if that happens. So that's like, funnily enough, like what she was saying, like, I know this is like a back and forth of a more toxic sort of relationship thing, because they don't seem to be good for each other. But that is something that like I think about quite frequently, is to make sure that I am doing the best I can, because I would be devastated, not just for like myself, because I do see my life with this person. I would be devastated for them. Like, I'd feel like I've robbed them if I didn't try my best, because it's like, they're in this partnership with me, they could be doing whatever the fuck they want. They're like an amazing person, like an unbelievably gorgeous and unbelievably sweet, empathetic, perfect fucking person that has helped me. Like, I'm like trying to do my best. I couldn't have done half the shit I've done in the past few years if it wasn't for them. Like, they're just unbelievably supportive. They're fucking incredible. I try my best to try and support them as well. But like, they're just perfect. Like, they're just so fucking amazing. And if I robbed them of their first few years of adulthood, with just being a fuckhead, yeah, I couldn't handle that guilt. That's fucked. Yeah, so weirdly enough, made me think of that. There's a lot of like Labyrinth, like Euphoria soundtrack sort of sounds that come from this.
Yeah. I just came to the area I grew up in, they can't even see the car, but from the engine, they know it's me. From no fixed abode to the coast of Greece, I'm most at home in the places I ain't supposed to be. I grew up seeing mummy count pennies, trying to buy a train ticket, but forget saying woe is me. Now I'm in LA with the open sea. They both feel like things I wasn't supposed to see. Used to be my pulse, we was close, now we argue to the rhythm of a broken beat. To the beat of a broken heart, Napoleon Bonaparte meets Joan of Arc. We're both fighting the sea, this is Noah's Ark, where lovers with a broken past grow apart. Most things that last have the slowest start. A lot of pain and a lot of tears. The only reason that I lie is cause of what I fear. My girl knows that I'm a fan of charity, but there's some information I ain't never gonna volunteer. I wish that I could pay for my sins with a lump sum, restore her belief in me with a trust fund. The money can't buy nothing when the love's done. I used to cheat with Americans for a living. I felt nervous every time I got a call from a +1. It takes years to build when you love one. 2.5 minutes and it's undone. Bought my girl a Birkin and she told me that these bitches can't chat to her. I'm telling her they never could. You know you love her when you're doing shit you never would. Come up off of drugs and bank scams. How the fuck you think I got the name Santan?
Oh yeah, he's Santan,
Run up on me and get a skin tan. Only when you're gone they feel your impact. 19, I had dreams of a wedding ring. So focused on running our race. You can ask James Blake, I ain't see the colour in anything. And then the world got darker than it's ever been. Real estate, I bust a smile. International is how I'm coming out. Mortgage on the yard like 2200, but the rent's got it covered by a country mile. Feels like my luck's been running out. It feels like my luck's been running out. Feels like my luck's been running out. It feels like my luck's been running out.
Yeah, this is like a perfect track. I think it's like a perfect track relating on like the topics that I feel like he usually is a bit scant on, like what I was talking about, like the women sort of stuff. It's like this feels like the perfect. It's fucking incredible. I can't wait to see my partner. I work. I can't wait until they come home. I love them so much. This sounds gorgeous as well, like fucking stunning.
Look, 20 to 1, look at the time, it's 20 to 1. I'm on a ride with the guys and we're looking for him. If we catch him, it's 20 to 1. Feds behind me, driving a Beamer. Odds of my freedom are 20 to 1. I make a call, I'm getting him touched. 20 to 1, 20 to 1, yeah, yeah. Made in the street. My nigga nearly got done for an AM. He went on a run, he was staying with me. I told my girl that we can't be together. She's crying, it's something I hated to see. Really, I struggle to stay on my feet. I'm looking for her and the lady I meet. I got 2 letters that you're gonna see. If you're someone that wanted away in the beef, A and the E, playing with me. We send him up to his maker to me. Where I stay on the street. There's no love, there's no love. 20 to 1, look at the time, it's 20 to 1. I'm on a ride with the guys and we're looking for him. If we catch him, it's 20 to 1. Feds behind me, driving a Beamer. Odds of my freedom are 20 to 1. I make a call, I'm getting him touched. 20 to 1, 20 to 1, yeah, yeah. 20 to 1, look at the time, it's 20 to 1. I'm on a ride with the guys and we're looking for him. If we catch him, it's 20 to 1. Feds behind me, driving a Beamer. Odds of my freedom are 20 to 1. I make a call, I'm getting him touched. 20 to 1, 20 to 1, yeah. Man try to stick me 2 months back. Hands on the wheel so the car don't crash. Run up on me, there's a price to pay. Dog, I ain't taking card or cash. I really did it with class, no maths. Mine don't matter when heart don't match. A good girl like Pokemon, easy to see but hard to catch. I'm so real that it's hard to cap. I've been low so it's hard to brag. I've been hurt so it's hard to love. Mum needs it so it's hard to have.
Pokemon, bro.
Any ride out, I'm good to go. Bro's got my back, it's good to know. If she a 9, that's good to see. If she a 10, she's good to roll. Man, clout chase is tough to watch. Bad friends is tough to drop. Enough man try to respect. That don't work cause it's tough to cop. Sometimes it's tough to think. No living never left, it's tough to drink. Through the noise, it's tough to hear. Through the pressure, it's tough to live. Through the wire and through the wall. Through the sea and through the earth. Through the fire and through the war. Through the death and through the birth. Through the pleasure and through the pain. Through the drought and through the rain. Through the dark and through the day. Through the love and through the hate. 20 to 1, look at the time, it's 20 to 1. I'm on a ride with the guys and we're looking for him. If we catch him, it's 20 to 1. Fence behind me, driving a beamer. Odds of my freedom are 20 to 1. I make a call, I'm getting him touched. 20 to 1, 20 to 1, yeah, yeah. 20 to 1, look at the time, it's 20 to 1. I'm on a ride with the guys and we're looking for him. If we catch him, it's 20 to 1. Feds behind me, driving a beamer. Odds of my freedom are 20 to 1. I make a call, I'm getting him touched. 20 to 1, 20 to 1, yeah, yeah.
Knife crime is at a near record high, with more than 40 blade offences.
The news broadcast motif is really good.
South London, not far from where someone was stabbed less than 24 hours ago. He outlined a direct link between violent crimes, social exclusion and austerity. A study by City Hall found that London has seen an increase of 71% in victims of serious youth violence since 2012. The mayor says this is linked to an increase in poverty, with the highest rates of violence taking place in some of the poorest boroughs.
I bet them boys think I'm panicking. Check what my young G's are carrying. It's blade same length as a javelin. I don't know about B-ball, what's happening, but know that it's fucked if he's traveling and we see him. I can't lie, I was depressed at phases. I was 19 when the team nearly left him faceless, hoping that we never left no traces. You know when you're so damn tired in your house, but you can't sleep cause you got pending cases. I used to love tempting fate, but now it's tempting faces. For half my career I was part of that. My best friend got a burner and it's looking like an artifact. Put it in your puffer or your Prada hat. Like fuck panic, that's a heart attack. Yeah, it's like life's so fucked in the time that we're in. We're fighting the world and we're fighting within. Somali dad ran away from a war, now his son's in a war, that's the cycle we're in. I know niggas that didn't do time in a bin, that have never had freedom of mind. Are you sick? Round here main way to provide for your kin is in a flip blade, little push bike and a sim. In London, a place where it's nicer to live is only 5 minutes out from the guys on the strip where man made yay work. Heard he a soldier, I know that nigga hasn't got balls like grey work. As I grow older, change of perspective. I gotta stay loyal to my girl, that's the trait she was blessed with. Restaurants, raves with my brethrens. Life's too short, so we gotta turn up. Man, talk on my ting for the gram, it's intrusive. I never really thought about taking a life till I found out my ex-girl's dad is abusive. I felt, how could I be a man and not do shit? I'm on the way there now and I don't wanna lose it, but fighting her battle's only hurting a girl.
Yeah, actually, very important thing, because I sort of had the same perspective. One of my best friends, obviously not going to say their name because private source shit, but one of my best friends, they girl, and they had a best friend growing up, and that ended up raping her, and I have never had like a murderous intent or like urge until that point where like I would have dreams about hurting him, all that, and like I know I would ruminate on it so much, but like the issue with that is obviously like Buffalo Bell's only hurting her. Like it literally doesn't do any benefit of that, and it's like I'm pretty sure he talks about it on other tracks because I think he has, but it's like it's preying on like the I don't know, it's sort of like toxic elements of bravado that guys have. That sort of thing. It's like, oh, I'm going to beat up a rapist, or like, I'm going to kill a pedophile, or something like that. It's just like, if you know more about those issues, like, those sort of things aren't going to help. That's like, also, it's like, it makes it about yourself. Even if you think you're doing it for, like, the right reason, like, even if you're thinking about this through, like, the lens of, like, empathy, and you, like, want to get revenge for someone that you love, or something like that. Like, even if you think it's about them, it's not. It's, you're inserting yourself into it too much, and it's not your place to insert yourself. Fuck, that was bad phraseology, but yeah, yeah.
Protect her from the world when I couldn't even protect her from myself. On my grandmother's grave, shit happens again. I put a knife for a family friend. Most of the women that I know had shit happened to them. So innocent till guilty ain't something that I have to respect. I think back to my youth and I was so ungrateful. How many of our parents had dreams they abandoned so they could put food on the table, intelligent, worthy and able to somebody's parent, you know? And that affected the way that I see shit. Nightclub toilet, you peed on the seat cause you don't know how it feels when your mum's got a clean shit. And her boss treats her like she don't even mean shit. And she gotta wait for the bus in the rain and it's freezing. The miss said that you won't ever be shit. And you don't wanna cry about dad, but you need him. I grew up so fucked, but I didn't even deep it. I'm numb to the feeling of grieving. A man getting birded, African mums on the floor just screaming. It's mad car, try so hard. Death's gotta be easy cause life's so hard. I was 12 wishing that I was a white man hard. If I wasn't, he probably wouldn't life man's dogs. I was dead broke, fam, I couldn't swipe man's card. And time might pass, but I still gotta stay with it. It wasn't his beef, but I see him try claiming it. That's why he caught a bullet with another man's name on it. Now we can't do leg day or put strain on it. Every time you hear me freestyle, I put pain in it. I used to wonder, does God have favorites? Touch me, it's dangerous. I wouldn't play with it, cause you can go sleep and have a different type of wake for it. I miss my dogs, unstable, you violate Kristen Ra, turn Chris Benoit. Have him hit from far now, fill him up with bricks and glass. Now my young G's will grip them blast. Have you tried in the street? Fuck finding my feet. I could ride, but it's better when I'm riding a beat. My emotions are peak, it ain't a sign of defeat or the weak. I wouldn't see chewed and cried in my sleep. Dropped just 2 racks and told him buy the machine. I'm LeBron in Miami, I provide for the heat. God strike me if I'm lying, I ain't crying in this beef unless the tears coming tatted on the side of my cheek. I provide for my peeps, the lamb white in the seat. So I'm literally a wolf, disguised in a sheep. You have 5-figure dreams, I have 5-figure sleep. 5 hours more than enough time that I need. Man want a fair fight, but I ain't on it when we see him. Fuck honor, this revolver is onomatopoeic. Let it stutter when you see him. Free scales, free seeing, free my niggas till I see him. I wouldn't wanna be him. My OG's roaming, I don't need a coliseum. You see it? So I'm playing it good, let hood politics stay in the hood. Fuck the internet. You see this new generation, they're insta beefing, and I ain't into speaking. When I ducked down, I had him running in a lift like he missed a meeting. There's no good reason to risk your freedom. The youths them snitching and bitches sneaking. She don't wanna talk about friendship, she just wanna deal with a pipe like I'm fixing leaking. And sleep with a legend like Chrissy Teigen. Where I'm from, the word life has a different meaning. Man smile in your face, but them niggas scheming. Try involve me in a flaky dealing. Sistine Chapel, I'ma paint the ceiling. I've been violated and I hate the feeling. That's why nowadays man hates the preaching. We smile in a visit cause we ain't defeated. The Supreme Court, so my mates appealing. I can't breed that girl, that's torture. South London is just slags on a corner and influencers trying to bag them a baller. She a gold digger, I can tell from her aura. Her social say princess, she a pauper. When it's time for it, need more for my daughter. Call me a talker, but man are getting lined like lambs in a slaughter. It's life threatening and I can tell from the borer. Cut through a nigga like a knife through flora. Feds got the guys on the case and they stalk us. It's a conspiracy like tinfoil hats in a new world order. Touch me, you better have a life insurer. Bloodthirsty, I got sharks in the water. And trust me, I know a killer well, no orca.
He's such a good rapper.
Have you ever seen a nightmare brought to life? Where I'm from, you get chefed on a normal night. Man talk on my name, but it's porcupines. Already put it in a prick like a porcupine. Little bro wanna save for a 45. Go board a flight, there's more to life. Youths on the M6 all the time. We don't need TFL for a northern line. All the best politicians been taught to lie. Where do they buy cocaine when they're snorting white? Are their dealers safe or on the borderline? It's ironic cause we don't know where to draw the line. Men see Blue Story, they're mortified. Men see Scarface and it's glorified. Cause when you're black, everything gets scrutinized. That's why they call it urban, it gets euphemized. South London, man are getting euthanized. I see a youth's demise, I wasn't too surprised. He got soaked, but his right hand scuba dive. Don't die by a sword that you used to shine. You can drown for your king. You don't know about Ophelia, cause we got iron. I don't know about anemia, I took the hard road. We don't know about the easier. One bag of whores and drug paraphernalia. When ends got sticky, had a flicky with Amelia. I mean Olivia, this ain't Libya, this ain't Syria. You act sillier, we let it seep in your skin like Nivea. Who wants to be a millionaire? I won it, never done a game show or trivia. I done Wandsworth, Elstoke, Visitor. I done Spring Hill, Grendon, Swinford, Whitemore, Swellside, Brixton, Visitor. I done M-Way trips, done shit that that I wish I never did because I could have been a prisoner? Is this the shit that appeals to the listeners? Road ain't no amazing life. The end's full of snakes and jails, just a waste of time. I told my young G's, take your time. Fuck jazz, you could really see a major 9. Yo, I'm so ashamed of how I used to get figures. Man sell you a dream like the road things lit and then they leave out the parts where you're burying your niggas or in jail, wondering who's putting dick inside your missus. I'm so fucking determined. I was in intensive care when I was born. Mummy fell down the stairs. Whether I was gonna live or not was something uncertain. I used the word fell with the commas inverted. You see, growing up I had it far from perfect, but nobody did, so I'm a normal person. I gotta be grateful. We all have demons and all see angels, or maybe it's me. A black youth's more than a face on a screen, a number on a laptop or name on a sheet. We got stories to tell and got places to be. From our hearts to making it me.
I was selling tomatoes. I sat, my leg hurts. I struggled because I didn't want to suffer again.
Damn, this could be an 11 as well.
It just makes me so upset.
This has genuinely some of the best like rap songs of all time on it.
3 times I tried to call me. I went to Hungary, they sent me back. I tried so much. He has not seen anything yet. I was in detention camps for months and years. I didn't give up. I was not even 20 when I left Africa. I was determined to survive. I was determined to succeed. I didn't know anybody. Nobody was ready to help me. Even when you were born, you were 6 years old. This one is not even Africa. It's this nation. I was on the street for 3 years. I had 3 babies in my house. Nobody let me in. Nobody in this nation. I couldn't pay my rent. They bought it. That's I didn't give up. I carry my babies everywhere, and now this is happening. Baby back for all those pain that I go through. Every day I lay in my bed, I'm in pain to see what he's doing to me. Want to kill me, want to kill me.
I don't know a person like. This feels so vain in the context of like how much weight this track has. To bring this up, but like, I just don't know a fucking rapper who can do 10-minute tracks like this. I can't think of one. Like one that just does, like he routinely does tracks this long. Like, you have In the Fire, which was like 8 minutes. You have Both the Sides of the Smiles, and it was like 8 minutes, and this is like 10 minutes. And he's able to do it like. It's the way that the cycles of bigotry sort of place, like I think it's really important the way that he is shining a spotlight on like immigrants and people like coming to a nation, and the usual people being vilified, and giving them more like a human perspective, because it seems like it's a very scant thing nowadays. We say a lot of platitudes like, "Oh, immigrants built this nation." Like no one's illegal on stolen land, shit like that. Like it's like within the zeitgeist like of mainstream media where like people are just saying platitudes. But when you actually see like the real world view of how we clearly haven't done much when it comes to accepting immigrants and accepting people from other nations and stuff like that. Like we keep regressing. If we look at like all 3 countries, like I don't know too much about UK politics, but Tories seem to be doing a massive fucking comeback. Like bro, that just happened a decade ago, and they already threw you off a cliff with Brexit. Like and it's all based off fucking immigration. And then like you look at America, they did the same fucking thing. Voting in Trump first time because of immigration, and voting him in again when he's like running on like, I will just fucking assassinate every immigrant possible, like doing it like, though fuck, this is a bit of a rant, but like one of the things that it like disgusts me is I can somewhat understand someone voting for Trump first or second time. Third time I can't. Like the first time, like sure, he's like a politically, maybe you do think that the system needs a fucking breaking, and you just come in with like a fucking massive hammer to crash it down, even if you don't think about how to build it back up, sure. Second one, it's like, that's before January 6th. It's before him, like, killing the fucking government. Like, that's understandable, I guess. It's not, but I'll fucking give it. But, like, the third one, when he's, like, basically running on, I will just fucking do the most insane shit when it comes to immigrants imaginable. Saying that they're poisoning the blood of the country. Literally, like, it sucks because the term is, like, used so fucking frivolously. That it has no weight to it, so it just seems like you're a hyperbolic bitch if you use any of it. But, like, he genuinely ran on Nazi campaigns, like the Nazi iconography when it comes to, like, the Knights and Shields, when it comes to when he was like the blood of the country, motherland shit, like all of this fucking shit, like the exact same. And then, like, to the point where, and then when he's doing, like, illegal fucking ICE raids and shipping off fucking legal immigrants into fucking concentration camps for them to be beaten and raped to death, which is all, you can just, like, look it up. It's, like, credible news reporting of that, of, like, fucking so many people getting sent to El Salvadorian fucking prisons to get beaten and raped to death, that were legal citizens. Like, they just, because they just, you see a fucking, and because he went to the Supreme Court and asked them, is it okay for us to just racially fucking profile brown people? Like, it's a Supreme Court decision that they went to. They were like, hey, is it okay if ICE is just able to look at a brown person and then chuck him into a van unmasked? And the Supreme Court, because he fucking put all of the Supreme Court justice in there, so, like, yeah, sure. And it's also the same Supreme Court that gave him criminal immunity, where he cannot be prosecuted for any crimes that he does. Which is, it goes antithetical across all the Constitution, whatever the fuck. But, like, he ran on this, and you didn't see polling fucking, you didn't see any polling drop, despite the fact that everyone knows that he sent legal citizens to El Salvador, and he went and he sat with the El Salvadoran president and was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, the literal, like, I don't know, like, the bloodthirsty hatred and discrimination of immigrants that he was running. No one gave a fuck until 2 white people were shot. Which, by the way, obviously, like, they're having ICE agents just assassinate random fucking civilians for no reason on camera. Yeah, that's going to make an uproar. But it's like, it's crazy that this cycle of immigrant scapegoating has led to, it doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop. Like, we have, yeah, like him doing fucking straight up concentration camp shit, sending people to be raped to death, just because they're brown and immigrant, and that's not even, like, me being hyperbolic. That's just fucking wildly reported, and that's the reason why he's doing it. He's straight up just, he doesn't shy away from that. And then you have, like, Australia, where, like, this is the first time ever, like, One Nation is, like, a party here that is considered a fucking joke. For my entire life, because it was made by Pauline Hanson, and Pauline Hanson is, like, a person that's been there for, like, 40 fucking years in politics, and her entire thing is, I just hate Asians, and I hate Muslims, because our main immigration is Indians, which for whatever reason we don't consider Asians, and East Asians, so we have, like, a shit ton of Chinese immigration and Vietnam immigration and Thai immigration, and we have a shit ton of Indian immigration, and we have a shit ton of, I'm just going to use the term, it's called Leb. It's anyone from the Middle East, but for whatever reason, we just call them Lebs. And we have a shit ton of that. Like, if you go to, like, what is it, West Sydney? Like, Parramatta and shit like that. Obviously, you see all the immigrants community, but, like, she ran on for, like, 40 years of just hating them, and now she's the second biggest party, I think, now. I don't know too much about Tories. I'm assuming Tories is in a similar position, where, like, the same anti-immigration sentiment is just so fucking rampant that, like, these jokes of parties are becoming, like, the biggest fucking political things, to the point where, like, the biggest nation on the fucking planet just votes in a fucking pedophile, a convicted rapist, into office because he says he's just going to slaughter fucking immigrants. Same sort of shit. And we have it here in Australia as well. It's just fucked. It's so fucked. And it happens every, like, 10 years. Like, I guess we didn't necessarily have it too much when it comes to, actually we did. We had Tony Abbott. It was like stop the boats sort of shit. And now we had that in, like, 2013. And then you had, like, a fucking Britain with Brexit. And then you had Trump in 2016. And it's like a decade later, we're just doing the same retreads, but even harsher. And it's all fucking fictitious most of the time anyway. Like, I don't know about UK, but like in Australia, it's like immigrants don't cause fucking crime, dude. Like, it's so stupid. Also, it's so anti-Christian. Like, that's like the most annoying. Like, that's actually not the most annoying part, obviously. But it's a very fucking annoying part. It's so anti-fucking Christian. All of these like disgusting freaks that have never once opened a Bible in their fucking life. And I'm a person that's like an atheist, and I hated religion. Now I'm more open to it, obviously, when I talk about it. But like, read fucking some teachings, you cunts. Like, it's like one of the biggest tenets was fucking Jesus helping asylum seekers and shit like that. Like, just fucking end your life. Anyway, but like, yeah, anyway, it's so fucking important to have tracks like this, because we have this dichotomy, as I said, to tie it back in. We have this dichotomy of like mainstream press saying a bunch of fucking platitudes about immigration and how like we're a nation of immigrants, diversity is our greatest strength, all that sort of shit. And like, there's nothing behind those words. Like, they're nice things to say. I think I would rather live in like a rainbow capitalist sort of society where like everything is plastered with fucking pride flags than I don't know, fucking trans people fucking being absolutely gutted by everyone, right? I'd much prefer that, but it still has emptiness behind it. And especially when they're keeping up the same sort of platitudes against the rising onslaught of anti-immigration sentiment. Like, it feels like this is like an example of something that could be able to break through that sort of shit. Because we don't actually have much representation of like actual immigration representation. We have vague slogans that stand up for the rights of immigrants, but we don't actually have like proper art. And it's one of the things that I speak about with conscious hip hop, where like it's something I fucking miss. I think it's really good that Dave makes fucking conscious hip hop stuff and talks about real shit, because we don't have artists that do that. Like, if we go back to the 90s, is there a rapper that doesn't talk about real shit on their fucking albums? No. Even ones that like were considered more pop stars, like fucking Tupac and Biggie, like they spoke about real shit on their fucking stuff. We don't like. This is a crazy thing. He's the like one of the richest motherfuckers on the planet, one of the most powerful people on the fucking planet, and one of the most like devastating fucking people ever. Like, right, Trump, not mentioned once in rap songs. Like, where you have like 90s fucking conscious hip hop, they're not shy of mentioning anything about their systems, but you don't like. Why don't we have any fucking person that will ever mention Trump except Dick Sucks? Like, there are a lot of Dick Suck like rappers that might like drop a bar or something like that, but like, we don't have any actual conscious hip hop artists. So like, someone like Dave is like, we're in short supply of really good conscious hip hop artists. We have like Kendrick, who doesn't even believe in this system of government, so he's not going to fucking mention it too much. Yeah, I can understand, like, I'm pretty sure Damn came up, like, seems pretty well timed, where T-Pab was made during Obama's presidency, and Good Humanity was made during Obama's presidency, and Damn was made after Trump got elected. He does mention it a tiny bit, but like, we don't have anyone, and it's really nice that like Dave is able to mention a lot of the issues that's happening from a UK lens, because we just do not have conscious hip hop artists in the modern day. So I fuck with it a lot. Yap over. I like the production on this a lot.
Look, let me show you behind the scene, behind the glitz and the glamour and all the lights you see, behind the rumors on the life I lead. Let me talk to the people like it's the mic and me. The truth is I got really bad anxiety. I'm on the motorway crying in the driver's seat. I don't even know where I'm going. I got love, but I don't know how to show it. Is this life? When you feel like giving up, know you're close. I've been saying the least and knowing the most. I've had ups and downs, but the highest of the highs never last for as long as the lowest of lows. Survivor's guilt. I feel the worst at my happiest, cause I miss all my niggas that couldn't be in this life I built. that's the type of shit that only I can feel. Getting me in the mood. My ex has got ivory skin, which is funny cause it's really the elephant in the room. Is that enough reason to bury me in a tomb? I fell in love with an Albanian, I know it's mad. We're not together cause our family would hold us back. I saw the red flags, I wouldn't want my child to grow in that. Rum and Red Bull, it's a culture clash. I don't wanna let life tear us apart. I see the internet gossip and it wears on my heart. I fuck with her, she was there from the start. I'm seeing them laugh at me, calm vulnerable. Ain't that the shit that rap is supposed to do? I'd rather rap about arguing with my girl than fucking your girl, but I don't mind because the both are true. Ignoring my messages. These times I know she on her. Worst part is I wouldn't even do the same. Hate or love it, you gotta charge it to the game. Heavy is the head, but don't play with my heart. I feel like a footballer when I'm making my art. Through ball, how I'm managing the weight of the past. I felt so much pain that I got favourite scars. And my house got wings like my favourite cars. And the Millie Rock, my favourite dance. You can call it what you want it, but I got it off of taking a chance. I didn't take an advance. Fame comes with a price you can't pay in advance. For 6 long years I've been playing my part like a freak in a circus when they're making them dance. I got nights where it's light and I got days where it's dark. And the waters that I swim in, it ain't safe for the sharks. He a gangster but the stress gonna take him apart. I'm with the niggas that I claimed from the start. I see you niggas changing. He didn't make it. It's a shame it takes falling to your death for a person to appreciate fully the gravity of the situation. But that's just irony at its finest. Black women, I just wanna say I'm sorry. I done a lot of dumb shit, I won't lie to you. I wanna be a voice for you, be a light for you. I know I haven't done enough, I wanna try for you. Wanna be on the front line for you, campaign for you.
I like
make
this
change
sentiment,
for you.
considering the next album
I just
that he
wanna
does
help in
focus
any way.
on this more so.
Being genuine, I think about it every day. Tour life, traveling every day. Nerves paralyzing when you get to stage. You feel love for an hour and then it gets to fade. Imagine what that does to your mental state. Imagine being a millionaire at a tender age. You don't even know whether to spend or save. My mum had to grow up fast, she expects the same. I was 20 with a mortgage and rent to pay. So what's happening? I got gorillas all around me, allow me. Don't get grabbed in a party or lacking it. You'll die for a wine like Joffrey Baratheon. Patterning. The government ain't gonna help with all the issues that I'm tackling.
I love the directional
The way you
sound
talk
of the
about politics is baffling. I wouldn't even trust my own shadow in a cabinet. Cabinet can't drive no more. I've been looking for the answers, sure that I'll find them. I don't judge an accent, but the story behind it. We all know loss, but there's glory behind it. I'ma make a film for my mum and tell her tale to the world. This album is just a soundtrack. Look at her story in a year in her life and tell me if it doesn't bring a fucking tear to your eyes. And it's together.
This is just gorgeous, dude. Has Dave won any like Grammys or anything like that? Has he been nominated? I'd be like, it's surprising if he isn't.
What I've realized about who I am is that you're kind of taught. You're taught to die for what you stand for. You feel me? And I realize that I'm here to live for what I stand for because I want to see it, bro.
He hasn't received any.
I want to enjoy it, bro.
That's
I want
fucked.
to see what I feel like I am.
It's actually really
You know what
fucked.
I'm saying?
Especially because he's critically beloved.
While I'm here. And that's that, bro. But yeah, link up soon, my guy. You know how it is. Us o'clock, bro. Shine on them.
This is it's so weird because this album is like, if you take out the tracks that don't mean anything, like this is potentially above even The Boy Who Played the Harp. It's hard, like it has the same amount of highs, like I think In the Fire and Heart Attack. Like there's 2 tracks that are 11s to me, and Fairchild's the only one on the other track. It's just like the other, like on the other album, that other album is just a bit more consistent, but like this, I could potentially even say this one might be my favorite. Like it's just like so gripping the way that he has like the songs like Heart Attack, Survivor Skill, Both Sides of a Smile, Three Rivers, In the Fire. Like you have what, 5 tracks there that are just unfucking believable, and that's actually most of the fucking runtime if we look at it. Like, thank you so much for this request. I think it's Busy or Blizzy. Request Dave every time, and I appreciate it, and I'm sorry that it's taken me this long. My requests are hard to get to considering I'm in like uni and shit like that. But I'm always trying my best, trying to get like 3 or 4 done a day on the days that I have free, so I can give it to you, and I massively appreciate this request. I was starting out a bit like less hopeful because it's been a while since I've listened to a Dave album, and we started off with like something I treaded on quite a bit, and I'm like, I want to see more growth, and then we went into 2 tracks that were just single fodder. It wasn't until In the Fire and Three Rivers where I was like, oh shit, yeah, I can understand why I love this cunt. Yeah, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to support further, watching this far is more than enough. It's nearly 2 hours. Thank you. But you can go to my Patreon. It's $5 a month. You get to request now, and that's 50 minutes or less, $5, or 90 minutes or less for $8. $5, you can also pick between, if you don't want the 50 minutes or less one, you can pick between the classic albums list of 360 albums that you can pick from for first listens for me to do. And if you go with the $8 subscription, you can pick 2. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Absolutely love all of you. Peace.